What is up, guys? It is the Bluebloods here, back with another interview, and we got a baller out of Georgia today. Sacred Heart Cornerback, man. Javin Adderley is here with us today, and I just want to say, man, I appreciate you hopping on the show.
No problem, no problem. Um, Everything's good though. Everything's good. Right now I'm on campus. We're just doing summer workouts in my dorm right now, so everything's good.
um, oh man, I like it. I like it. And so, I want to start with your high school, man. I'm from Alabama, and I've spent a lot of time, looking at Georgia recruiting and things like that. How did playing in such a competitive state like Georgia prepare you for college football?
Playing in Georgia, in my opinion, is the best football in America. In my opinion, I went to Sandy Creek, of course. That's where everybody knows it for Calvin Johnson's alma mater, and it was real competitive from the jump when I first came to Sandy Creek. Um, we had a lot of athletes, especially my junior year. That was the farthest we went to. And my high school tenure, we went to the Final Four and we lost in the Final Four by a touchdown. The whole secondary was full of Division I athletes. We had a 5-man rotation really, and leading off was Brian Branch. He's at University of Alabama right now. He played a lot last year as a freshman. Brian Branch, Comanche Francisco, he's at UNC Charlotte. Joey Hunter, he's at University of South Carolina. Me, I'm at Sacred Heart, and Cody Jones, he's at UMass. So we had it's not just the DBs alone, but there's other players, a lot of players who went at University of Houston, other big schools. So it's a very competitive team at Sandy Creek, and every week was a dogfight. We played a lot of good teams in our region. Our whole region was good. So I mean, everything playing in Georgia really, I feel like it's got me prepared for college already.
And I like, and I know you also spend a lot of time with Cam Newton 7-on-7 camps and everything like that. Being from Georgia, can you kind of speak on, for those who don't know, what that experience is like, and how much do you
Uh,
credit those camps for your development, man?
yeah, Cam is great. Cam Newton is great. Cam is great. I played with Cam my senior. I played with YPO 7-on-7, another 7-on-7 in Georgia, pretty good 7-on-7. But I played with Cam my junior year, going into senior year. And what sucked for me is that year COVID hit, so we played like 1 or 2 tournaments, and then after that, COVID hit and we canceled really the rest of the season. But playing with Cam is great. He's a real good mentor, a real good person overall. The media can make it seem like whatever over the past few years with Cam, and maybe with his injuries, stuff like that, and the way he's been playing because of injuries, that stuff can happen. But either way, Cam is an amazing person. He's a great mentor. He teaches everybody like they're his sons. Like he treats everybody like his sons. He gave all the gear. He gave us a lot of gear. I don't have everything with me. He gave us like whole sweatsuits, bags, everything. All Under Armour stuff because he's sponsored by Under Armour, and he gave it all for free. Like only thing we had to pay for was the tryout, and after that everything was free. So playing with Cam really helped me out, and I met my trainer, who's one of my who's a really good friend. He's really my big bro, Oliver Davis. He trains a lot of great DBs, J.C. Horn, who just got drafted by the Panthers, A.J. Bouye. The list goes on. So I met him through Cam, and from there, that's helped me develop my game to a whole nother level, in my opinion, to where I'm at now, to be able to go to Sacred Heart.
Oh man, I like to hear it, man. You see the jerseys in the background, man. Big Auburn guy here, so huge
That's
Cam
good.
Newton. I
Yeah.
know that. And I know the 7-on-7 camps are huge in the state of Georgia, man. So I know there was
Yeah, it's a big
plenty of
deal.
competition,
Real
and
big
I know
deal.
you had to face some dogs. But I want to look into your recruiting a little bit more, man. Looking back, what teams were on you first, and which teams kind of recruited you the hardest?
So sadly, of course, I had the COVID year with recruiting, so a lot of seniors got able to get more eligibility again and stuff like that. So starting off my junior year, it was bigger schools like Georgia Tech started hitting me up, and then towards like the real good part of my recruiting, I was really focusing on Western Kentucky, Old Dominion, some lower FBS schools, and towards that time, but then when more rules started coming out with COVID about seniors and stuff like that, some more money had to be less money had to be put in for scholarships and stuff like that. So it was like trimming down, and the more scholarships that would happen, that I could have gotten, they weren't there anymore. Georgia State was another school, but I really thank all the coaches for recruiting me and stuff like that. But I understand that time, especially the year. It sucks to have that year, but that happened. So that really blessed me, honestly. Towards, I think it was a week or two before my first game, because Georgia was halted for about a month, but we love our football down here, so they were like, we're gonna have a full season. So that's when Coach Cook from Sacred Heart, the defensive coordinator, he first hit me up, and he because he found me through my trainer Oliver Davis. So he first hit me up, and after he hit me up, he was just talking. He's talking to me real genuine, and he hit me up and some other FCS. That's when more FCS schools started talking to me. Austin P offered me months before that. Austin P offered me. I started talking to Lehigh, Duquesne, other NEC schools and schools up north, Bryant, and things of that nature. But Coach Cook at Sacred Heart, that's what he really pulled me in the hardest. He's a real genuine guy. We even played the Xbox, like we played the Xbox and stuff like that during my recruiting process. He's really cool on the phone. He's honestly probably the best coach I've had in a minute, and I haven't even played a game yet here. So he's really genuine. Keeps it 100 with you. Understands everything that goes on with you, and he's just a great guy, and he's the main person that recruited me out of high school that pushed the hardest to get me once it came down to signing day.
Oh man, I like it. And so for those who, we have a pretty big FCS listening base on the podcast, but for fans who might be wondering, man, what you're going to bring to the team, what is Javin Adderley going to bring to Sacred Heart's defense?
Well, I got a lot of goals set up already for myself. I give myself a high standard. A lot of people that are around me, this always the standard. Treat yourself to the highest standard. My favorite athlete overall of all time is the late Kobe Bryant, and I look at him a lot and his mentality and the way he changed himself, especially around after Shaq left, especially around when it was time for him to get his own rings by himself after he lost to Boston. In that 6-game series, how he took accountability for himself and was able to go back to back. So I treat myself with a high standard. So first things first, they're going to get a great competitor this year. And a lot of my goals, let me see. I want to be a freshman All-American, first team All-Defense, first team All-Defense in the conference, defensive freshman of the year in the conference. And I just have a lot of other goals really set for me. Become All-American, just be able to get my name out more. And to show the FCS and really all of college football what I'm talking about.
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm gonna be following you all season, man. I know that All-American tag is something a lot of players strive for, but looking at your game right now today, man, what are your biggest strengths as a player?
I'm really patient. I feel like I'm really patient. I learned over my time in high school and being training. Really patient and training with the trainers I've had at camp. I've gone against the best players in the nation. I've trained against college receivers all the time, D1 receivers on the FBS level from like TCU and other schools like that. So I feel like I'm already prepared to go against college competition already, especially in NEC. So I feel like my patience, my technique is above a lot of people already just coming in as a freshman. So I feel that overall I'm going in as a 2-year starter already, technique-wise, and I also have a really good IQ. I study the game a lot. As soon as I committed, I was like, Coach, what's the installments? I need the playbook. I need everything because I want to learn everything from the jump. So once I start getting everything, getting the film and everything like that, I'm like this with it. So I'm trying to get everything in my mind, get everything to go, so I know things by the back of my head. So I really feel like my technique is the best. My technique and my IQ is the best part of my game.
That's one thing coaches can't teach, man. Like you could teach a kid like technique, like how to line up and everything like that, but the IQ has to be there, and that's on the player, man. So I like to hear that. But looking at your game, you don't have to give away your trade secrets and tell these wide receivers how to beat you. But what's one thing you need to work on in terms of your game to take it to the next level?
One thing I'm just focusing on right now, coming in, I'm at about 170 right now, so I'm just trying to get more weight in, get stronger. That's one thing I really feel like I can improve on, just get stronger faster. The little things that's going to happen over time with just me growing and becoming more, going from more of a high school to a college and pro body. So just building my body up more and more. But I feel like technique-wise, I just keep improving little by little. But I feel like that's the best part of my game so far.
I like it. So you said you study a lot of film and you kind of get your IQ up. So when you turn on the film for an opponent and offense, what are the biggest things that you're looking for? What do you pay attention to the most? And what positions do you scout the most?
Of course, me being a corner, the best receiver on the team, the best receiver or second best receiver. Just looking at little traits, little things they do on the field. Little moves they would do, try to get more separation away from me, what they do when the ball is close to them, just things that can help me out more and more. Because playing corner, in my opinion, is the hardest position on the field. Having to guard these 4-4 receivers, because one day you could have Julio Jones out here, fast 6'3" receiver, or the next day you can have a Tyreek Hill, like a short 4'3", 4'2" receiver that's zooming past you. So just little things I can do to help me that gives me a one-up on the receiver, knowing what he does and knowing what he likes to do. And if I can get that tendency down path and know what they like to do, that'll help me out more and more in the game to expose them and to help me out to make more plays in the game.
So I know you talked about the different type of receivers. So there's like this big debate with corners where does he travel? Is he a zone corner? When you're watching film, or at least in high school, did you tell your coach, man, this is the wide receiver one? Just put me on him. Just put me on him.
So of course, my junior year when we had the whole secondary, we really didn't do any of that besides with Brian, the one that's at Bama. He really had the keys to that. So last year, going to be my senior year, I was the senior DB, the DB with the office and stuff like that. So coach was like, "It's your turn now, so you can follow the number one. We trust you with it," and that's why I took pride in last year, and I feel like I can do that again in college. I know, of course, me going in as a freshman is going to take time for me to do that, but I feel like that is the corner I am. I can really travel with any receiver. I feel like I can. If you want me to go man, I can go man. If you want me to stay in the zone and be in the scheme, I can be in the scheme and still shut them down. So either way, that's how my game goes.
Man, the confidence is on point. I was hoping you'd say that, and I like how at your high school y'all had a rotation where the most senior guy kind of, like you said, had the keys to that. And I'm sure, at Sacred Heart, you'll probably be something similar. But I know this will be like your first year up there and everything, and I'm sure you've talked about with some of your teammates. What are the team goals for Sacred Heart going into the 2021 season?
Well, of course, we won the NEC conference spring championship this past year, so there's nothing less for that. We just want to keep improving on that title. So to gain another title, of course, a lot of people know we have Julius Chestnut, the number one running back in the FCS. So just trying to use him the best we can on offense, and then defensively, we feel is a really strong part of the ball. We call ourselves the Hyenas. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard and learned. So I mean, I feel like that overall, the goal is just to repeat the NEC champions, and not just that, but to improve and go in the playoff again and try to win this first playoff game and try to keep going and make a run and overall become national champions. We're this close to being Delaware. Was a top 5 team last year in the playoff, and nobody thought we would come close to them. I think we're like 14 or 15-point underdogs, but we lost by like a touchdown or something. So I feel like overall our defense can play really good against any team in the nation, and I feel really confident in what we can do as a team.
Yeah, I feel like last year you guys put a lot of people on notice. A lot of people were kind of overlooking you guys as real contenders. And after, making the playoffs, winning the conference, everyone was like, okay, there's something going on over there at Sacred Heart we got to pay attention to. And I believe you guys are the new preseason favorites too to win the conference, especially with some of the best players at every position. But looking at the schedule, and I get it, you can give me the political answer of the first game is the most important, but looking at the schedule, is there a game you have circled and you're like, man, I cannot wait to play that game right there?
All right, Central Connecticut. Central Connecticut, and Duquesne. Duquesne, of course, being the rematch of the championship from last year in Central Connecticut. There are state rivals, of course. Being in Connecticut, I haven't been in a rivalry yet, but I heard a lot about the rivalry. They don't like us, we don't like them. And over Twitter and stuff like that, they talked a lot after we won the championship since they opted out. So it's more like, oh, y'all wouldn't have won if we had played in the spring. So either way, I feel confident in ourselves. So that's definitely the two of the games I'm really looking forward to is Central Connecticut and Duquesne.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that one, man. That's going to be great. It's always good when you got that title rematch the year after. It's always so passionate. It's like, I'm coming for you this year. But, a lot of people could say, man, Sacred Heart, it's just like a one-hit wonder. Like, we're coming back. What's your message to the fans and teams who are sleeping on y'all coming into this year?
Just watch. Just wait and see. Because, I feel like we repeat again. We're good enough to repeat. We're the best player the best player overall in the nation. I feel like he should have won Walter Payton last year in the spring season, the Walter Payton Award. So I feel like Just wait and see. We're gonna turn a lot of heads, especially when it comes to FCS playoff time.
Oh man, I like to hear it. And so these last few questions are more about you personally as a cornerback. And the first one is, which NFL defensive back do you model your game after the most, and who's your biggest inspiration at the position?
All right, I got a good amount, but I'd say one, because he trains with my trainer as well. Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore is a big one. I'm around 5'10". He's around 5'9", 5'10". And Jair Alexander, he's 5'10". He's around 5'10" as well. I feel like I like those players a lot. My favorite player in the NFL overall is Jalen Ramsey, but I know he's more of a bigger, taller corner. I like watching this game, but I'm really trying to model my game off of Jair Alexander and Kenny Moore. I feel like technique-wise, they're really great. They're really good playing the ball in the air. They're shut down the man. Kenny in the nickel. Kenny in the nickel is really good at tackling, making open field tackles and getting to the spots he needs to get to. So I really try to put my game in those two players a lot.
Oh man, listen, if you could take like Jair and Ramsey and just throw them in together, you would just have I don't think you would allow any passing yards for the entire year. Those two guys are, like you said, those are like my two favorite corners to watch in the NFL too. So I feel you on that.
Antonio Cromartie, I like him as well. He's older, but I like Antonio. I like watching his stuff as well. Antonio Cromartie, Darrelle Revis, of course, one of the greatest corners of all time. So I like watching my game around a lot of people, but especially Jair and Kenny Moore for sure.
Oh yeah, man! That 09 Revis, that might be one of the just greatest runs of all time. But listen, I might stump you with this one a little bit. I know I always try to find one position specific ones. But what's more important to a cornerback, man? Speed or ball skills?
You got me. That was a good one. I say ball skills in my opinion. I feel like if your technique is good enough, you can make up for the speed. We can run 4-6, 4-5, and guard a 4-4 receiver as long as you have good enough technique. But once the ball is in the air, it's up to you. So I feel like ball skills is more important in my opinion.
Oh man, I thought you were going to go with speed because everyone's just obsessed with how fast you are. Because every time any person has a corner on, they're like, "What's his 40? What's his 40?" And I'm like, I want more interceptions. Like, you don't have to have a great 40, but can you take the balls to the other end zone for me? But looking back at your career,
speed can help a lot, especially if you have bad. If your techniques, if your speed can help out a lot with recovery. But I feel like if your technique's good enough, and it should matter more about when the ball's in the air. Who's gonna be a dog and get the ball?
Listen, if you are a high school player listening to this interview right now, get your technique right. Get it right. Don't just be running 40s all day. Get your technique right, and everything else will come. But looking back, you've mentioned some of the best talent in the country. Who is the best quarterback and wide receiver you've ever had to go up against?
All right. Quarterback. We played. I never got to play him, but we played my high school, my freshman year. We played Trevor Lawrence. He was in our region. Cartersville was in our region. So I can't say that, but for them, of course, Trevor Lawrence. But for me, it's probably either between T. Webb, who into Cartersville, he's at Louisville, or he transferred from Louisville. I forgot. T. Webb and or Max Johnson. Max Johnson, who's the quarterback at LSU. He played for Coney County. He's they're the team that beat us by a touchdown in the semifinals my junior year. So I would say either between T. Webb and Max Johnson for sure. And for a receiver, that's a good one. Let me think. In practice, Brian Branch won at Bama, so guarding him, that's good. That's tough. But I think really in the season, I played against a little good amount of receivers. Casey Gunn, he played for Denmark. He's at Georgia Tech now. He's in my grade. He's a really good receiver I guard against. But really, honestly, not even in game. I think at Cam Newton, I guard a good amount of receivers. Day Reynolds, he's at Florida right now. I forgot how to say his name, but Spivey, he plays at Fayetteville State, a D2 school. He goes with my trainer. He trains with my trainer. He plays receiver. I go against him a lot. He's a really good receiver. He reminds me a lot of T.Y. Hilton, the way he runs. He's a really good receiver to go against that I played against. But I've gone around. It's really hard to forget, hard to remember. But I've gone against a lot of good receivers. So any D1 receiver I've gone against that's at a good school or I've trained against, they're up there.
Oh man, I like you said Max Johnson. But we cover a lot of SEC stuff too, and he's a baller, man. If
Yeah.
LSU doesn't start Max Johnson next year, I don't know what to
His
tell
brother's
Coach
nice
O. And
too. I forgot about his brother's nice. I think you know what, it might be his brother that's the hardest person. His brother plays tight end. I think he's a 5-star. He's a senior now. He went to Coney as well. He's like 6'6" tight end. He's like a good little Kyle Pitts, but yeah, he's a real good receiver as well. So I think he's up there for sure.
oh man, I like it. So last question here, man. And this one's just all about you and personal. What keeps you motivated year in and year out, despite all the accolades, despite making it to D1 college football? Like, what keeps you motivated every day, man?
Living up to my family name. So Adderley is a football. It's a football family, really. I'm not closely related to them, but of course I have lineage with Herb Adderley. He was on the Green Bay Packers, Hall of Famer, and Nasir Adderley. Playing for the University of Delaware. He's played for the Los Angeles Chargers now. Never met them, stuff like that, but family. Every family reunion comes around. When I was younger, they would talk about Nasir and Herb, of course, being in the Hall of Fame. Like, oh, you have a great uncle who's in the Hall of Fame, stuff like that. So them being DBs as well, I want to live up to their name and just keep going and be able to make it pro as well and do great things in the NFL. So that's one thing that keeps me motivated. My family, I'm a believer in Christ. So God is a big thing in my life. My family, of course, my mom, my dad, my little brother. So just family and God is really the main things that helps me keep going, and just motivate myself to be the best I can be. Like I said earlier, the Mamba mentality with Kobe, to be the best player on the field at all times, to always give 110% and never settle for less. And even if I know I'm hurting and stuff like that, make sure I still put some work in and to get better every single day, get 1% better every single day.
Oh man, I like the confidence that you've showed on the podcast, man. You seem motivated. I know. Listen, we're gonna have you back on when you get them All American awards at the end of the year, and
Most
you guys win
definitely.
another conference championship. But man, I always like to give players this opportunity to give shout outs, plug their socials, everything in this time of NIL. Man, this is just a time to plug yourself, and give shout outs to those who you want to give shout outs to.
I can put in this little chat right here. Do you want me to put this stuff in a little chat as well as
Oh no,
saying?
you can say it out
All
loud.
right. So first things first, I want to shout out my mom, my dad, Javin and Christy Adderley. I want to shout out my trainer, Oliver Davis. He's the best trainer, the best defensive back trainer in the world, in my opinion. His is at I_am_OD3, or you can just type in Oliver Davis. Oliver Davis II. I'm pretty sure it'll pop up. I want to shout out my other trainer, Joshua Nobles, MP_JNO. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram at Javin Adderley, at JAVINADDERLEY, or on Twitter at DB Javin Adderley, DBJAVINADDERLEY. Just want to give it thanks to God and can't wait for the season.
Man, I'm excited for you guys. I'm looking for Sacred Heart to win another conference title. I want y'all to make a deep run in the playoffs this year, man. So good luck on that. But guys, make sure to go follow Javin on everything, man. All Twitter, Instagram. The bigger his social media gets, the better NIL stuff he gets. And he's just starting his college career. So make sure to reach out and support Sacred Heart, support Javin, and support college athletes. That's what we're trying to do here on the podcast, man. But follow Javin. Y'all know where to find us. YouTube, all podcast streaming platforms, man. So subscribe now. But for Javin, myself, and the Bluebloods guys, we are out.
Peace.